Rob, your first visit to Adams Park since the takeover was completed. You've chosen what would seem to be the quietest week, but it's been anything but.
Well, yeah, one of the things I was trying to do is establish that most of our job has little to do with the football team. I wanted to come over in a non-football playing week. I did get a chance to go up to Doncaster and see them. That was a little disappointing, but really to come in charging, to get Gareth situated. We were fortunate to do that, to bring in Andrew to work on the football side, to come in, and I think I have held 32 meetings in 4 days with various stakeholders in the team and in the club, and it's allowed us to really lay the predicate for some great stuff ahead.
So we're not planning just for a quiet free weekend at the moment. We are full steam ahead, not just towards the end of the season, but longer into the future.
Yeah, let me give you some ideas. First off, we need to get this season settled. The exciting part is that the team is doing so well that we're looking at perhaps 3 or 4 sellouts between now and the end of the season. That hasn't happened in a dozen years. So we have to make sure our fans are well taken care of on those potential sellouts. Secondly, we need to make sure that the team itself is situated. We're trying to get all of our players under contract. We're almost there, and I suspect we will be within the next day or two. We're trying to make sure that our concessions are run properly. One of the nice things I had is a great opportunity to meet with the Rebellion Beer people, test some of their product. That's pretty good stuff. But really to look into how we can better service the fans in our outside Chairboys Village, in the marquees for the visiting fans, for our people when they come into the stadium. All of that's been good. We're looking ahead to next year. How do we better price our season tickets, make it as affordable as possible for fans, make it fair to everybody in how we do it. We've met with people about making this as high a grade facility as there is in the UK for technology by the beginning of next season. Those discussions went well. We're meeting with various people on the construction that needs to be done. There's a lot of things at Adams Park that are in good shape. We could use a little refurbishment. We want to get that done by the beginning of next season. We've found some interesting things. We have a great security company that we own that actually is out in the public and is second to none in the area and has a great potential going forward. Met with various members of the trust to make sure that we have open lines of communication. Met with our new club secretary to make sure, or the company secretary to make sure I follow the rules and regs the right way, always a challenge, and just tons of stuff going on.
10 games to go, as you've mentioned. We're going to talk about the football just briefly.
I'm now an expert, incidentally.
Well, Wycombe fans are debating amongst themselves whether it is a reality that Wycombe Wanderers could achieve the impossible of getting promotion. You've been watching so many games on iFollow. You were at Doncaster. What's the feeling amongst yourself and Gareth and the staff?
Well, I think it's a definite probability. And remember, I never called it an impossible dream. I said at the beginning of the season, you need to be trying to achieve these things. Gareth has achieved already the goal, the minimum goal we set, which is I don't want to be nervous in April, and he was able to knock that out of the way in January. But look at it. I've learned this by watching what goes on. Everybody comes up with their own mathematical computation of how many points we need, how many points we're likely to get, how many points is Doncaster liable to get versus how many Fleetwood's liable to get. At the end of the day, all I know is this. If we go out and play the way we're supposed to and the way we're capable of playing, we're going to be in the hunt right through the end. And I have every belief that we're going to be in the playoffs at a minimum.
Further afield, whether we do make it to the Championship or not, I know you've been making plans, and with bringing Andrew Howard on board as well to help us with those plans, potentially widening the squad, looking at B teams, looking at really giving Gareth and Richard the tools that they need to continue to strengthen the squad. Yeah,
and look, that's a big part of it. I talk a lot about off the pitch, but it's a relationship. I got to do better off the pitch so I can do better on the pitch so that I can do better off the pitch. And one of the things Andrew and Pete will be working with Gareth and Dabo about is how do we constitute the additional squad. which leads into the issue of where do you house them, which led to the discussion I was able to have with the fellows who own the training facility today about how do we expand it, make it better, which leads me back to Andrew and Pete and saying, yeah, I can get you the room. So that's what I love about all this, incidentally. It's not like you simply move a piece from one place to the other and it all falls in. You got to do this to do that so that you can get there.
So it's been a busy week. Have you enjoyed it? A good trip?
It's been a great trip. You know, I told Missy last night, she said exactly the question, been a good trip? I said, we've gotten as much done as I thought was possible. I am a little more tired than I thought I would be, but that's what we bought into, and that's what it's going to take. And I think among Pete, Missy, and me, we've got a good team on our side of the equation. Everybody has been welcome to us, and I think everybody's looking forward to the changes we're bringing. Some things will rankle people, but I suspect the vast majority of people are going to say, these people are trying hard and they're producing what they said they would.
See you back here soon?
Yeah, I want to be back here by the Oxford game. What I'm trying to do, though, and you know this, I'm trying to not schedule my trips just so I can go see the game, as tempting as it is. I'm trying to get everybody to understand, and we've made some changes with our HR. We now have an HR department, incidentally. We now have regular hours. We have planned vacations, and we're trying to get everybody to understand everybody doesn't work around game day. 90% of our activity takes place whether there's a game at home or not. And so we're doing that. And so my next visit, I suspect we will not be playing at home.